David here. We are back with another conversation, or what is it called? Coach's Corner now?
Coach Convos.
Coach Convos. That's what it is. We're going to stick with it. We have my good buddy Simon here today. I'm going to have him refresh you a little bit of what he does exactly.
I'm a chiropractor, and we are currently sitting inside of the waiting room area of my office in downtown Fullerton, Ideal Body Chiropractic. I've been here for almost 4 years now.
That's a long time.
Practicing faithfully for 4 years. And behind us, you'll also see that there's a little weightlifting area. You won't be able to see this. Maybe later, we'll walk you through and give you a little tour. To my left is my highly coveted treatment area. So I would say this is the ultimate combination of all the things that I love. Weightlifting, chiropractic care, awesome decor, David.
Homies.
Homies. And we're going to get into a couple of things that I think will be very valuable in your athletic endeavors.
Yeah, for sure. So the topic today is going to be kind of what it takes to train to be elite, because I know Simon won't say it, but he was a very, very high level weightlifter, and now he's a lot more into chiropractic, but we want to get inside his head a little bit and see kind of where he started and the journey and obstacles that he had to overcome to kind of get where he ended up. So the first question,
Yes.
when we dive into things, is what got you started into weightlifting?
This started, I think, let's see, I have to always think about my timeline because it's been so long. I've been lifting for almost half of my life, and it started in 2006.
Okay.
Because I graduated high school in 2004.
Okay.
Which means I went to college in 2005, and I started my sophomore year of college.
You're dating yourself.
Woo! 32 years old. Honesty,
Okay.
Honesty is the best policy. No lying about that. So you see Santa Cruz, I get exposed to weightlifting, but I was still trying to be like a gym dude, like a dude bro at the gym.
Gym douche.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, hey dude, how much you dumbbell fly?
How much you bench?
Dumbbell flying like 30 pounds.
Okay.
And doing that kind of stuff. But I put that on the back burner more or less because I was in school. My parents always were like, school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get A's and do whatever you want to do to do good in school. But it wasn't until I came down here to Southern California when I started school to become a chiropractor was when I got into Olympic lifting, like I think more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being was because my home gym was located on my chiropractic campus. So my home team, my home gym, we were Chikara Sport. And my coach, Chris, was introduced to me by the strength and conditioning professor at the school at the time. I think I did like chest and arms exclusively.
Wow, okay.
Up until this point for like 20 years of my life.
Okay.
Obviously I squatted, but I didn't really do it seriously.
Okay.
And the strength and conditioning class, we did a maxed out day, and it was everyone kind of did a round robin. Is that what it is?
Everyone goes and then
right. Everyone goes, and then if you can't lift that weight, then you get eliminated from that max out session. And we just kept on piling. I just remember like going into the max out day, doing the deadlifts, and was like, I don't know how much I can deadlift. Probably like 200 pounds.
Okay.
So we just kept on going, and the weight just kept on piling onto this bar. I think at 3 plates,
Okay.
315, I was like, okay, this is my max. There's no more weight that I can lift on this bar. So I lifted 315. I did it in like sambas. If I find the photo, Clayton, I'll give it to you.
Insert here.
Yeah. And I was like, I guess we could put like
Give me
another
more.
plate. Let's put another plate.
Okay.
I did like 405. I was like, oh shit, this is really not that heavy either.
Wow.
Give me another plate. And I think I did something around,
No
like
legs?
425 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, 425. There's a photo. Trust me.
I gotta see this.
if there's no photo, it didn't happen, right? After that day, the professor for that class, the strength and conditioning class, he was like, yo, there's a weightlifting team that's on campus. You ever thought about it? I was like, what weightlifting team are you talking about? But I remember vaguely poking my head into the gym of Chikara, and then Chris, coach, I don't know why I call him Chris, but I just call him Coach. I would never call him Chris to his face, but he's always Coach to me. So I remember Coach. I put my head in, and it's just like there's only 4 platforms. It was a square room, just enough for 4 platforms, and a row in the middle for the coach to be able to walk back and forth and like, I don't know, yell shit.
Yell at you, yeah.
Be like, you suck, or
do better.
yeah, almost good, and shit like that.
Okay.
You know, and I put my head, and he's like, "What do you want?" I was like, if you ever meet, if anyone meets my coach, they'll tell you the same thing. He's kind of this like, comes from a military family, he's Japanese, he's like a samurai, and he just doesn't take any bullshit. I didn't even get my start then because I was so intimidated by Coach.
Okay.
But I think Coach, because he was on a chiropractic campus, he wanted to expose the sport of Olympic weightlifting. And he was really smart about it because when he was approached by the school to offer a class on Olympic weightlifting, he was like, if I call it class to Olympic weightlifting, that's kind of mundane. And honestly, it's very vague as far as like, if you don't know what Olympic weightlifting is, you wouldn't really be like, oh, let's go check that out. Okay. So he named the class Intro to Explosive Weightlifting. And I was like, fuck.
Super catchy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, explosive weightlifting. I just remember this still to this day. He is very, like, to him, the sport is very sacred. And he taught me this lesson. Initially, I didn't have much respect for anything at all. But Coach, he had the utmost respect for the sport of weightlifting. And he expected that of all his athletes. And part of that respect is respecting the equipment that you perform with. It's kind of like if you have a chef and he has his own set of knives, he would probably sharpen it before and after the use of these knives because those are the tools that he has at his disposal to accomplish the task at hand. I remember doing a couple of reps of whatever we were doing at the time, not important. I remember putting the bar on the floor and the bar rolled back towards my shin. My shins are super sensitive. I mean, I guess at that time, not anymore. But at the time, my shins were super sensitive. Okay. My initial instinct was to put my leg out and put my foot out.
Oh.
and
no.
Like, you get
push it away.
I don't know, for a normal person,
I would do that.
Like, yeah, day-to-day people, I feel like that's a normal thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh snap, let me put my foot out to like keep the bar from smashing into my shin. It was like coming in hot. I mean, not super hot. It's not gonna kill my legs, but hot enough for me to be like scared about it and be like, nah, right? And I remember him. Hey, lean forward real quick. Lean forward. So I remember him just getting in my face. And then he said, I shit you not, you can't make this shit up. And I remember him saying this very specific thing to me. He never yells, right? So if you can imagine one man whispering to another man.
Whispering is scarier.
Like he's not even looking at me at this point. Like he's like in you. Like he grabs my neck. And he just whispers like he's about to kill me, right? And I'm just like shaking. I'm sweating. I don't know what I did wrong, but he like grabs me and he goes, "Did you just put your foot on my bar?" And I'm like, it's obviously a rhetorical question. Like he knows what I did, right? He goes, "Did you just put your foot on my bar?" And then we pause, and he goes, "If you invite me over for dinner, would I pee on the floor, walk on the pee, jump on your dining room table and dance on it?"
Wow.
Have I told you? Have I never told you this story? No. God damn, this is the first day of this explosive weightlifting class.
Okay. This is in class.
In class!
Wow.
In class, David.
This is so bad.
It's part of a teaching moment. It's part of an official class of school. And he's putting his hands on physically pulling. He's like putting his hands on me. Like, this whole interaction was just him whispering to me. So it was like a intimate, like intense moment. No one else heard it, right? But that was him, you know.
Okay.
That was his kind of like intentional intense demeanor.
Wow.
Is if he's going to tell you something that he really means and perhaps is very demeaning, he doesn't do it publicly. He does it so that he is very personal with you about those kinds of things. You know? I think any other person, or if you didn't love the sport of weightlifting, a moment like that with such an intense coach and with such a difficult sport would turn tail and run. Because my coach, like, I love him to death, but he's a tough coach. Right? He expects more of you than you expect of yourself. Weightlifting is such a tough sport, and I don't know if many people who have done the sport will agree with me, but this is my personal take, and this is how I present it to all my athletes that I coach now. I tell them weightlifting is a very almost dark sport that will at times bring you to a place where it becomes dark. You will have undoubtedly, I think, more bad days in this sport than good. And when those bad days happen, if you have one bad day, if 2 bad days, but if those 2 bad days are followed by a month's worth of bad days, it will get dark. You will have to rely on your love of the sport to be able to get yourself through it and be able to pull yourself out of that dark place. My coach is another thing that my coach told me. I was having some of those dark times and I was hating the sport. And my coach was kind of like sensing the fact that I was down on myself about it, right? And he goes, "Simon, what's wrong?" I don't know, coach. Like, it's just a bad day. He goes, "Okay. What's wrong with him?" So, it's like, again, it's like, what's the big deal? It's a bad day. A bad day is a bad day. Everybody has bad days. And then he and I had a conversation. I forget whatever else we were talking about. But I think I left that conversation and I was like, you know what? Maybe tomorrow will be better. And he goes, "Maybe you won't." Right? You can't, and he said to me, you can't have that be your expectation whenever you come in here. You can't have that expectation because this is what happens, right? If you go in to practice with the expectation of X and you don't meet it and you end up performing at a lower level or even to that same level or that expected level, you're not going to be happy. He said, just be content with showing up and the work will take care of itself. And the progress will take care of itself. And you just got to really trust in the process. And I think once I let go of the expectation of an outcome, and I just made, expectation of a performance outcome, and my expectation I took a step back from the expectation. I said, I expect myself to just stay with it, and drew the line there as far as what my expectation was going to be when it came to the sport of weightlifting. Then my performance was just then a bonus, right? If I did shitty, I still showed up, so I was still very happy with my weightlifting at that time. Or I showed up and I did great, and it's like a bonus, like a cherry on top. Yeah. So by doing so, removing the expectation of outcome just took away that storm cloud, and it allowed me to not be so damn sad all the time about weightlifting. Those are things that are not as obvious, right? You got obvious things like you gotta pay attention to form, you gotta eat right, you gotta get stronger, you gotta sleep right, and all this bullshit. But those are all things that are just, I think, minimum standards that are things that you just do, right? But aside from that, those 2 things, trusting the process and letting go of the expectation of outcome is really what allows you to stick with it and be consistent with it. Because when I retired, I was weightlifting for 8 years, and I think it takes that at least to stay with the sport for a long time.